Hey, it's David Pylon of Pylon Arts and Entertainment, here again to do another product review. So this one's actually going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do a book review. I might do some more of these. Like I said, I started with this YouTube channel with basically just the purpose of looking into stuff that I've used for like self-help, personal development, health and fitness, things like that. And so, like a lot of books, I feel fall into that category, like different self-help books and investments and stuff like that, which I've read a lot of over the past few years. So this one, I'm going to show it to you here. It's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and in case you can't tell, I accidentally got it in German. It's auf Deutsch, and unfortunately, meine Deutsche Expression is nicht sehr gut. So it was not really easy for me to read it in another language. It's not my language. I know a little bit kleiner, as they say, of the Deutsch, of the German. So I made some translation notes in there. But yeah, I ended up downloading the audiobook in English, so I didn't have to try to translate the whole thing. I just kept it for like having a physical reference because there's a lot of charts and graphs and things in there like that. Yeah, when I first read it, I didn't really believe it. Like I had I had a lot of criticisms about what he was saying, as far as like basically the whole concept. I was like, I'm skeptical of this. But I wanted to go ahead and try to do the things that he was talking about anyway, as far as figuring out how to, balance my budget and looking at, my personal, basically how my personal finances are set up, and arranging that to work better for me. Because basically, and this might be my interpretation, was the underlying theme of the book as I read it, is it's kind of like our system's set up to be rigged. Like it's rigged against you if you're a poor person, and it's rigged for you if you're a rich person. But the way he explained it is just really, more about your mindset and your lifestyle and like how you do things than necessarily just this is a fixed state. He brings that up as is about like the psychology aspect of having a fixed mindset versus having a growth mindset. And he's like, rich people have a growth mindset. So you got to look at it as you got to think and live and spend and invest and all that like you're a rich person in order to be one. Is basically the underlying concept there, because if that's who society is designed to favor, to me it seems like the obvious solution is fix society, fix the system so it's not rigged anymore, and we all have a fair chance. But he's basically saying, short of that, you got to learn to make the system work for you. So I basically started just like practicing what he says in there, and it worked out pretty well for me. I don't know if my results are typical, because I had a lot to work with already. But when I just started looking at how I was spending, how I was saving and investing or not, and like rearranging some of my priorities and stuff like that, yeah, I was able to quit my day job eventually after about 1 year. So now I'm just trying to pursue starting my own business and making my own career, and that's like a big life goal for me. And I'm almost finished paying off my house, about to get that underway. It's just being like a homeowner, business owner. It seems a little unreal. But I was able to apply those principles to help me get there. And so yeah, I guess it works. So I would recommend the book to anyone who's interested in the basics of understanding, like basic economics and your personal finances from like your individual perspective. How to basically run your money, make it work for you. And it's kind of like it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me at first. Like I said, I didn't really believe it. But once I started putting it into practice and seeing the results, I reached a moment just recently where I was like, I'm going to do this crazy thing. I'm going to do this big thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm just quitting my job so I can go into business for myself. Because I looked at how much money I had and how much money I was going to need for how much I was going to need to live off of for next year, and how much I'd be able to raise, and how much I would end up, getting taxed and all that stuff. Like I figured all that stuff out for myself, and doing that, taking the time to do that, it suddenly clicked for me. Like it suddenly just all made sense. Like I had that moment of clarity of going, I kind of understand how money works now, and it's not something I was ever taught in school or learned growing up, especially since, I grew up poor, and so I kind of understood what he was talking about coming from that perspective of having a scarcity mindset and having a fixed mindset of, I'm stuck in this poverty and I'm just always going to be here and get worked to death, and that's fate. Like you kind of end up thinking like that. And he says when you get out of thinking like that, it's basically you're no longer under the oppression of that, I guess. Yeah, like I said, highly recommend it. That's just my personal experience and reflection, without going into too much detail there as far as what the contents are. You get the general sense of it. That's basically all I have to say for my book review for Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Make sure you're getting it in a language that you speak. And thanks again for joining in. I hope you tune in next time.